So this is another piece of independent contextual research that I did based from the script, and I decided to do this within the second and third week between there of the process to begin to understand in more detail the relationships between Rita and other characters. So I found some lines within the script that I thought were really important, and I made some notes on them. So these are what I found. The first line is "Go to work, you big lump." Rita says this in the number Busy Woman when she sends Eddie off to work. The notes I made that it seems to be jovial in tone, however the conversation subtext suggests otherwise. So just before this, she's sort of asking him what day it is today, implying that there's something happening on that day that he should know about. The audience don't know what it is yet until later on in the song, but obviously she's trying to get this out of him, and sort of I think I gathered that the subtext of this conversation is, although it's jovial on the top, I think underneath there's a hint of seriousness from Rita, because she wants her husband to know exactly what the day is, the special day is, what is going on this day. So I think there's sort of like a hint of hurt underneath this whole conversation. So it suggests that the relationship seems joyful and quite banterous. However, is there something going on behind this sort of facade that Rita and Eddie are first seen to be? The next line I looked at was "All right, Rita, you getting any?" And this is delivered by Beryl. It's the first line in the factory scene with the girls. So this is the first time we hear Beryl, and the first time we hear Beryl address Rita. So it's an informal, conversational, "All right, Rita." There seems to be a hint, there's a banterous sort of tone to it. So they must have quite a close friendship, especially with the setting. They are in the factory, so they see each other every day. Quite good friends to ask a question like that. You getting any sort of implies obviously something else. And I think to have a friendship like that, they must work closely together. And I can't seem to see any sort of subtext that suggests otherwise within their conversation. The next line I looked at was, "Cass is going to be an airline pilot, aren't you, Cass?" Which is a question that Rita asks Cass. I think there's almost a sarcastic tone to this line and the delivery of it. I think Rita's trying to take the mickey a bit because she's one of the older ones in the factory, and I think she's sort of trying to imply that it's never really going to happen for Cass. However, she's asking her a question, but if you look at the conversation before, or sort of the conversation that this is in, there is a mention of dreams. I think Beryl delivers a line about "You ought to get yourself some dreams, girl." And sort of I think Rita catches on to this and sort of like gives a nudge to Cass and sort of takes the mickey out of her a little bit because she knows it's never really going to happen. So I think they do have quite a banterous friendship, much like Beryl and Rita do. However, I feel that Cass is a lot younger than Rita, so there's sort of a line between them, like a sort of barrier between them and the sort of banter that they would have compared to Beryl and Rita. So from this, I only did 3 lines, so I decided that I'd do some more research. However, from this, I can take that Rita has very good relationships with the girls in the factory, just by the way she talks to them and sort of the tone of voice she talks to them in. I think with Eddie, like I mentioned, that there is some sort of subtext here and undertone to their relationship that we will see unravel in the musical and in the story. In terms of this informing my practical work, delivery of lines, I think this is really key to how these lines are delivered, and knowing the intention and the subtext behind them gives them more meaning. They're more believable, they're more truthful, and I think it gives me an understanding of what Rita and what Rita's like and what her personality's like with different people. So it gives that contrast when I'm performing, so that with everyone it's not the same sort of friendship or relationship. There is a difference in tone, a difference in even mannerisms, sometimes maybe in posture. So I think this information heavily influences the physical portrayal of Rita. Research in practice. I will upload some pictures that we took from rehearsals of sort of the different mannerisms and stills of what Rita is like with different characters. I think because a picture can say a lot about a relationship between two people, and we have some really good pictures of this as evidence. Further research, reflecting on this research that I've done, I feel that if I can find some information on maybe what the girls were like in the factory, how that sort of lifestyle was, maybe that'll give me more of an inkling of Rita's relationship with the girls. So that is what I'm going to look into next. Yeah.